2:45 a.m. I'm fast asleep. My 7-year-old daughter, Mandy, is sound asleep in her room. Or so I think. As I lie down deep in slumber, I hear a blood-curdling scream that instantly awakens me. The sound of Mandy screaming bloody murder makes me jump out of bed and dash down the dark hallway into her room. The door was locked. I become fear-stricken and start yelling at Mandy to open the door. And there is silence. After about maybe 30 seconds, Mandy calmly opened the door. Her pajamas looked slightly torn, as if she was just in a fight or a struggle. "What the hell is going on?" I immediately asked.
"Jeff snuck into my room and asked if I was tired. I said no, and then he jumped on me like a maniac."
Jeff. That name. That's when it hit me. Mandy told me a week ago that she had saw someone in her dreams and told her that his name was Jeff. She began acting like Jeff was an imaginary friend. I didn't know what to think at first. After all, she's only 7. Kids have wild imaginations. But this time I knew this Jeff was more than just an imaginary friend. I'm the biggest skeptic I know, but this time, I was really getting scared. The following morning, I turned on the television before work to flip through some channels. A breaking news broadcast interrupts my station moments later. The news reporter said the following.
"This just in, the maniac Jeff the Killer is on the run in our somewhat quiet town of Rustfield. All residents are being warned to take extra safety precautions to avoid break-ins. The new curfew until further notice has been changed from 11:30 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Mother of God! I said out loud to myself as I dropped the remote. I became extremely pale and paranoid. Suddenly, I got the feeling like I was being watched. I've heard all those fake Jeff the Killer stories online, but didn't think it would ever come to reality. Go to sleep? Fuck that! I knew I was in for a series of restless nights, tossing and turning in my bed, which I knew would probably become my coffin soon. Later that day, Mandy came home from school in tears. I asked her what was wrong, and she ignored me and just ran straight to her room. She dropped a piece of paper on the stairs on her way up. I opened it and nearly shat my pants at the drawing. A threatening letter she found at her desk. 3 words. "See you tonight." Later that night, I grabbed a crowbar from work for protection. I tried not to go to sleep, but drifted off around 1:45. Exactly 1 hour later, I'm awoken again. Same time as last night. This time, no screaming. Just a loud bang. I grabbed my crowbar, ready for a fatal battle, and slowly creeped down the hallway. Halfway down, I hear Mandy scream again. I ran for Mandy's door and tried to open it with the knob. After an idiotic failed attempt, I bust down the door with a kick. On the floor, Mandy is lying there, unconscious. Standing over her is a boy with black pants, a white hoodie, although it's stained with what looks like blood, greasy black hair, and worst of all, his eyes. His eyes looked like the eyelids were burnt off, and a big, evil smile that seemed to be in the form of a Chelsea grin. "Shh!" The killer finally spoke up. I dropped my crowbar, frozen in fear. Big mistake. Jeff lunged at me with his blade, and the last thing I remember were those famous words. "Go to sleep!"